Hi.
That's the icebreaker.
Softball facts reveal that within the United States, the Amateur Softball Association of America is the governing organization for softball. This group organizes the annual World Championships. Internationally, the World Baseball Softball Confederation, or WBSC, governs the games in almost 148 countries, including the United States. The WBSC was formed in 2013 and is headquartered in Lausanne, Switzerland, home of the International Olympics Committee. Today I'll be talking about the history of softball. A common misconception about softball is that it is more closely related to baseball when in reality there are major differences between the two games. This topic is interesting to me because I grew up around the game and have done a lot of research about the game. Today I will discuss the history of softball, the object and the rules for the game, and key athletes who are well known in the softball world. Though softball is how we know the game today, how the game has been played and the name has changed over the course of time. The first game was played inside on Thanksgiving Day in Chicago by a group of men in the Fargo Boat Club. They tied boxing gloves together and used broomstick handles and chalk to chalk the floor. According to WBSC, George Hancock created the game in 1887. The game was originally called Kitten League Ball, shortened to Kitty Ball. The first rule book was created in 1889. In 1895, Louis Rober moved the game outside to a vacant lot next to a firehouse in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This was used for firefighters to get exercise in between calls. The name was then changed in 1922 to Diamond Ball, and in 1926 it got the name softball. In 1933, the first national softball tournament was held in Chicago during their World Fair. In 1991, fast pitch was selected to debut as a medal sport for the 1996 Olympic Summer Games in Atlanta, Georgia. Through the history of softball, many changes have been made from recreational play by firefighters to a competitive fast pitch league. There are a few different organizations that run both nationally and locally, and all of them have different rule books, but the same objective. According to the rule of sports, softball is when a batter hits the ball and runs around 4 bases without being tagged out. The fielders are trying to get them out. If a runner runs around all 4 bases and scores, then that is a run, and the team with the most runs at the end is deemed the winner. For a common game of softball, it is set up with 9 players on the field. Each game is played to 7 innings, with each inning having a top of the inning and bottom. Each team gets to bat and field in each inning. The away team always bats first in the top of the inning, and the home field is always in the field, and they switch after 3 outs. There are 4 bases in a diamond shape. Once you cross home, that is a run. A batting order is set before each game with the 9 players, your subs, and your DPs and flex. The positions on the field are your pitchers, your catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left field, center field, and right field. Each softball player has a role model that they look up to, for some reasons being that they play the same position, if they want to hit or play like them, or the way that they present themselves on the field. Some examples of these people are Kat Osterman, Crystal Bustos, Dot Richardson, Jenny Finch, and Joanne Joyce. According to Softball Performance, Kat Osterman is a left-handed pitcher who's able to throw with a max speed and spin. She's a role model to me as I was a left-handed pitcher. Jenny Finch is also a well-known player like Kat Osterman. They were both on the Olympic team. Jenny Finch was born and raised in California. Jenny Finch is in a segment called This Week in Baseball when she pitches to Major League Baseball players using a softball from 43 feet. She shows her dominance over the Major League Baseball players, striking them out with a 71-mile-per-hour rise ball that's equivalent to a 100-mile-per-hour fastball in baseball, with a mound that's 17 and a half feet further back than softball. Softball has grown over the years, and years of being played by many different people, both competitively and for fun, by men and women, young and old. It is a game that has changed lives for many. There are many stories and fun facts that you can find on facts.net. With that being said, we've covered the history of softball, the object and the rules of the game, and some athletes who have changed the face of softball as a sport. From here on out, you know a little more